We love Warcraft. We want to use a 17-year-old game and destroy it, everybody. Hello, you saw the thumbnail.
And our brand in the process. Again.
Do you guys not have remasters? Like, come on now, okay?
What's going on, peeps?
Hello, guys. It's Laymen. We missed Laymen last time.
We did miss Laymen Live. Why did we miss it?
Because you're back.
I was super sick.
Ralph hurt his back because he's a boomer. Okay,
Bad
he's getting
times.
He's getting
Bad
old.
times. So anyway, welcome back to Laymen Live. If you missed it, this is where we talk about the news items that we didn't get to cover throughout the week.
We talk crap while we do a dump of the news.
It sounds really nice when you put it that way.
That's a nicer way of saying
That
it.
is
So
a
we
really
try and
beautiful-
reimagine how we're going to say it every single week. So that was the way we're going to do
poetic.
it today, everybody. So there's a lot to happen. There's a lot to happen. There's a lot to talk about. And to be honest, I'm surprised that we've already had such a catastrophe in the gaming news so early in the year.
and it being for look, we'll come back to the Blizzard story later, okay?
I mean,
that's
need
our
the-
top news.
We need the watch time first.
Correct.
Okay?
You don't blow your load straight. You got to just ease into it.
You wait at
okay?
least 2 minutes.
Exactly
You know what I'm
right.
saying, ladies?
So Sam, what did you play this week? Tell us about the video games you played.
I played a little bit of Disintegration for a second. But that was something
talk
that
about that.
We'll have to come back to that.
Yeah.
We played Journey of the Savage Planet.
Yep.
I watched the Smash.
There's a review up on Journey of the Savage Planet. Not a bad game, by the way.
Not a bad game. I
Yeah.
think it's fine for a lot of people that love Journey, or maybe like, Outer Worlds, or maybe...
I read this article from, I think it was Kotaku, and they're complaining about the use of the word savage because they think the game shouldn't use the word savage because it has connotations of like colonizers reducing.
Can't people just have fun?
Like the word savage is apparently banned. It's problematic, guys. The word savage problematic at this point. Not allowed to
Honestly.
call something savage, okay?
Honestly.
There's no actual humanoids in that game, but no, they found a way to get offended. They did it.
What do you, yeah. I mean, there's going to be some YouTuber out there that makes a whole episode on that. I'm sure. But anyway,
it only makes a little layman dump mention here because we got other stuff to cover, okay? There's just too much going on in the gaming world.
exactly. Another little tiny mention. Apparently, Steam is down. It just saw then.
Steam is
The
down?
entire Steam is down.
No way.
That's what I just
That
saw.
can't be true.
That's what I
I've
saw.
never heard of that. Is that a
Let's
thing?
just quickly check Steam down. Yeah, I just saw Engadget did it.
Wow, okay.
Steam is down, so you'll need to work through your backlog another time. Venture Beat just dropped it 3 hours ago.
Wow.
Stream is down for thousands of users right now. 2 hours.
Unbelievable.
PC Gamer, Steam servers are back after hours of
It'd be really funny if Epic started like roasting them on their Twitter feed.
Yes.
Like,
They're like, well,
we're not down, you know.
We're working.
We maintain 100% uptime. How about that?
We're exclusively up with our exclusives right now.
Someone's saying that's back up now anyway.
Oh, is
so,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
So look, this week I played Journey to the Savage Planet. I played lots of Legends of Runeterra.
Oh, I played that too.
The
Sure.
card game from Riot. Now, I know everyone rolls their eyes like a new card game. Listen, this is a good game, man. I mean, it's really good. And it's not about monetization either. It actually limits the amount of money that you can spend per week. You can only spend like $20 per week in that game. I swear to God, that's not
Totally.
a lie. It actually throttles your spending.
It was a lot of fun. And by the way, has the check arrived from
Riot? That's
Not
right.
yet. Okay, cool.
It's got to be. It's got to go through
decision
Bank
is-
of China first.
Our
It's
decision
gotta-
is pending right now.
That's
okay,
right.
If we like
But seriously, I played a lot of it this week. It's actually very good. It's free to play, as in actual free to play. It's not some horrendous grind to be able to unlock shit. It's beautiful, has great animations. The hero identity really shines through the cards. I'm very impressed by it.
Yeah,
And if you're all interested in collectible card games, I recommend it.
I think that, as I said in the... have we even got it live yet? No, we've got a Let's Play of it coming soon too, guys. And what I did say in it, that I'm so glad it's not just another clone of Hearthstone.
Yeah,
It is a
very
lot
different.
deeper, and I think if it just came across as the same style, I don't think a lot of people would have been interested, because I, for one, have played a hell of a lot of Hearthstone. It's good to have a different approach.
Totally.
But anyway...
The other thing I played was Disintegration. Oof. I played like 4 or 5 hours of that. Man, that is rough. I'm going to tell you that right now. Disintegration is from the maker, or from one of the co-creators of Halo, and...
That ain't it, Chief.
That ain't
well,
it,
I haven't
man.
played enough of it. I've only pretty much done the tutorial. Then there was no servers that were working at that moment when I
Yeah.
wanted to do multiplayer, because they're working on the servers because it's between the beta and the actual launch. So that's cool.
I played the multiplayer, and man, we'll try and do an impressions video.
I don't
on
think
it.
we'll have a chance.
Actually, we won't have a chance probably because
we're away for a
Sam's
while.
away. So look, I'll do an impressions video on my channel, but the TLDR is that it is not looking good, man. Not looking
Ralph is
good
getting
at
thick,
all.
someone says. This is the way. I do agree. Ralph is getting more and more thick.
Thank
Okay.
you very much.
Well,
for
he's
the support.
hurt his back, so he can't go to the gym.
That's right.
So
I
all that
actually
happens after that
I've
is
been
just
off the
thicker.
gym for like a month. It's been fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, I've been off the gym for like 2 years, 3 years, because my back is also hurt.
All your smoking takes up time, man.
I don't
It's
quit-
hard
I
to
quit.
fit in gym with all your smoking.
I quit, guys.
Nice.
All right, 31st of Jan. I've only had a few, but like in terms of quitting, went from a pack a day to maybe 8 or 9 this whole month. I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
So, off the back of that good news, let's talk about some bad news.
Let's start with the news. First news story of the day.
Oh, that's boring. It's good news. But go.
Xbox, it's not good news. It is bad news, but it's not super bad. Xbox revenue dives as the next generation looms. Microsoft in Q2 2020 earnings call. Look, here's the thing, right? What they're saying is that their 21% decline in gaming revenue, even though their subscription base is up.
Sure.
Okay. Now, there's a mix of numbers here, but the main one that you need to be aware of is that there's a 43% drop in hardware revenue. Now, this is not shocking. This is not like, oh my god, Microsoft is doomed. They're losing this console generation,
Which they
guys.
have.
That's the big prediction here. I predict Xbox will lose this console generation. The Xbox One versus PS4. Who will win?
Yes.
Probably not Xbox.
Oh, no, you know what? Xbox, they're very similar in the console sales, guys. Just check that out, okay? They're definitely close to the PS4, I promise. No, but the thing is, right, there's a number of factors here. Number one, they did lose the console war, okay? Number two...
Categorically.
And number two, it is the end of the console saga in terms of this current gen, so naturally it is going to drop off. They've also announced their new generation. Now, there's an argument to be made there that they've, assured people that there are going to be cross-gen games for at least 2 years.
Yep.
Maybe that's softened the blow, but not really. People have already bought it if they wanted the console.
Correct. Saturation is a thing.
Yeah, it's not coming around anymore. And to see that the actual subscription-based service, the subscription service is up on terms of Game Pass, that makes sense because that's where I feel like a lot of their focus has been.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they're doing that because they are getting ready for the xCloud.
Yeah.
And maybe Project xCloud, the Xbox Series X also ties in with Game Pass too.
I really wonder if Game Pass is going to make them all the money that they want it to. Like, I hope it does. I hope it's successful because for gamers, it's like the best deal in the universe.
It's like Netflix, man. Netflix is an amazing deal for us. Like $9 US or whatever. Like what, 1,000 movies or whatever it is. It's actually a lot less in Australia than it is compared to US in terms of how many movies you guys get to choose from. But it's still a great deal. Spotify is the ultimate deal. Every single thing you could possibly want to listen to, apart from Taylor Swift, really, you have it on Spotify. Do you know what I'm saying?
Actually, Jay-Z's got his stuff on Spotify now as well.
Oh, does he?
Before he had all his stuff on Tidal or whatever.
Oh, that didn't work out. It didn't work out at all. So, look, this is going to be maybe a similar problem that a lot of artists feel, where Spotify takes all the money and then the artists don't make any money. Is this going to be a similar thing for game devs? That could be.
It could be the case.
It could be because we've already got like data to show that it happens with music, and maybe it happens
Yeah.
with movies with Netflix. I don't know. But hopefully it doesn't happen again. So
maybe those poor actors might have to take a pay cut. Oh, it's going to be so tough.
look, they got
So
plenty of work
difficult.
coming their way. Do you know what I mean? Most actors, they got plenty of work coming their way.
Do they really?
No, they don't.
Are you talking about struggling? I'm talking about like Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt's going to eat still. He's going to find
He
his
probably
next
doesn't eat.
Angelina
Look at his
Jolie.
physique. If you look at his physique in what do you call
Fight
it?
Club.
No, in the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh,
that
man.
man has not had a decent meal in a while.
50 and he's looking 50
He's looking
and fresh.
cut.
50 and fresh, guys.
He's looking cut. Anyway, guys, next story. Halo, the Master Chief Collection for PC, may let you sell mods for money. Now, I know everyone's going to get upset about this. Like, oh, it's so bad. Monetizing mods, whatever. I actually look at this stuff as kind of a good thing, because what they're really saying here is that they're wanting creators to create mods. This is the actual quote that they've got down here, which I'll read to you. They say, on the subject of a Steam workshop, Fani, which said from Microsoft, is considering an environment where people can buy and sell Master Chief Collection mods. However, this will depend on whether end-user license agreement gets approved by Microsoft lawyers. We're talking about this, and we're not fundamentally against it. It will come down to what we are legally able to allow. So what this means, by the way, is that some developer, some dude, whoever, can spend like 3 years of their life working full-time to make an incredible Halo mod and then sell it. And I'm okay with that.
I think it's cool.
Fine. Like, if a garbage mod is garbage, no one's going to buy it. If an amazing mod is amazing, people will happily shell out $10 to get it.
Yeah.
So I don't mind this stuff. Do you know what I mean?
think that there's definitely a market, like, perfect example, some guy made a Mario in Zelda mod. It would have taken 200 hours, I reckon.
Oh, the amount of time for
if
that.
not
Holy shit.
more. I don't know. 200 hours actually sounds ridiculous. It's probably 1,000 hours, right? Now, should he have made money off that? Yes, but there's no marketplace for him to really be rewarded for all that work. So I do think that maybe there's a middle ground there. There's a marketplace for people that just want to, like, make a basic bitch mod and people can just, play with it. and people that are like, I want to make a business out of this, and I think I've got talent here, so I want to get paid for it, and they make something that people get a lot of hours out of. It costs $5.99.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
It's
probably a market for both.
Yeah, I guess the slippery slope is like, the creation club with Bethesda and whatever else, where the plan is to monetize like all of the mods, and then they take a cut of it, and then they have less incentive to do any free mods and whatever else, and it just becomes a big sort of marketplace where it's really just meant to be a mod community that has some paid elements. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it is a slippery slope. I do get that, but at the same time, I would really like there to be some financial incentives for independent people to make amazing mods for games and get paid for that. You know what I mean? I've never bought a mod, but I've looked at some paid mods in like Skyrim or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, I can understand like why that's a thing, and cool. I'm glad people did that.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
And look, I mean, if it means that there's longevity financially for also the developer that created the game, like, Gary's mod within, I don't know, like a Gary's mod within Halo, and they can, Bungie can make money as well as the modder can make money, then it incentivizes all parties. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that's also good, I think. So we've only got 2 super chats. Should we quickly do them and then
we have 2 super chats? Oh my god, two blah, 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 blah,
what I realized is you can see how fast the top. So originally we don't know what 100 is. That 100 rubles? What is that?
That's rupees.
Rupees?
Yeah. 100 rupees. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Kayla says, hello. Welcome, Kayla. Thank you very much. $10, very generous.
Thank you.
And Melchior Blade 7 says, my favorite layman. Thank you very much, friend. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
We're glad we are your
Lame
favorite
men.
layman.
Oh, good. Not
Lame
so
men.
both.
Right, that's very nice of you.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you very
We
much.
love you too.
All right, so let's keep going. What's the next story,
we
Sam?
got?
What's the next story, Sam?
What is the next story? Oh,
you can see it right there on the screen.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Sonic ends Rocket League support for Mac and Linux. Linux.
This is an interesting one.
Linux.
Yes, Linux.
Why
Sam's
does it
like, what
Linux?
is Linux?
What is Linux?
Linux? Linus?
It's
No
Linus.
more Linus videos? Did
Damn.
Did you hear about Linus thinking about retiring? Linus Tech Tips? You know that guy?
Really?
Yeah, he's
I've
thinking
watched
about
him
retiring.
a lot.
He's such a good guy. It'd be such a shame if he retires. But he's had some like personal stuff in his life.
Is he?
Well, like, he's not actually retiring, but he's thinking about it.
He's doing the Pews thing. I see. Yeah, he's
I don't
taking
know.
time off, and maybe
Taking
he's never
time
going to come back. No, but okay. Well, that sucks because Linus Tech Tips has been around since like 2008. I remember his old stuff in his room was like ghetto shit. But anyway, he's a perfect example of YouTube's rags to riches. Everybody, we're hopefully on the same trajectory. Not. But
That's
anyway.
right. Nice, Sam. Very smooth. Anyway, let's talk about some news. Sonic's ends Rocket League support for Mac and Linux. Now, this was reported earlier in the week. We didn't have a chance to cover it, but they have decided to end support for Mac and Linux versions of Rocket League, saying both platforms combined represent a tiny percentage of its active player base. After a final patch in March, online functionality will be deactivated for Mac OS and Linux versions of the game, which means Mac and Linux players won't be able to play online multiplayer or access the in-game store. Offline features, including local matches and split screen, will still be accessible. I think this is such a dick move. Can I also just say Epic bad? Because remember how Epic bought Sonic's?
Did they?
Yeah, Epic owns Rocket League.
I thought it was on. I know it was on Epic, but okay.
they bought this company.
Wow, okay.
So look, I get the justification for why you might cease updates for something, right? If they've got tiny, it's 0.03% of their active player base. I get it. I totally get it. It makes sense.
They're not making any money off it. They're a business. I hear you.
Totally.
I'm surprised that Mac is even a thing at all. Like in terms of for gaming. Like who buys any sort of Mac for gaming?
Do you know what's really funny though? Can we just tangent?
Blizzard doesn't do that either now.
Linux, right? And now I don't mean any disrespect to the Linux people
Yes, he
in the
does.
chat, because if you disrespect the Linux people,
They
you'll
get
hear,
angry.
You'll hear it. This
We're
is my point,
people
right?
too.
There's like no one uses Linux, but if you make any change to anything Linux related, it's just spam Linux threads across every subreddit. They got this whole like they're like a super PAC, right? They're like this organized or like a union of people that get together, and they're really small in numbers, but they know how to get shit done.
All
so like,
400
don't
people.
fuck with Linux, man. They will mess you up. Okay.
I mean, I've never actually used an operating system that has Linux on it. Have you?
Well, Linux isn't operating. Like,
No, that's what I mean. I've never used a computer that had the operating system.
No,
Linux
you really
on
have
it.
to chase it. You have to want it. You have
really
to,
gotta
you have to
find
really
it.
want it, and that's why these people, when you mess with their Linux versions, they get upset.
You gotta be like Indiana Jones and shit. You gotta go like to Egypt and like excavate to find it because it's like very rare. That's my joke about how
What
rare
the hell?
Linux is. Okay?
Anyway,
it's real nice, that joke.
Linux is and Mac only represent. I get why they might want to step back from it. It's only 0.3%, but to take the servers offline just feels like such a dick
I mean, we
move.
don't know how much effort needs to constantly go into.
Just
for every
leave them
update.
there.
No, because for every update, if you are then playing with other people on PC, then Windows, then you then have to make sure that both those updates always line up. So they have to go in and make sure the architecture of Mac and Linux line up with the Microsoft updates. So there is work to be done there. And if they're just looking at that department and just seeing a massive loss, then I understand it. Look, if it was like 10% of the player base, I'd be like, oh, come on, dude, like there's a sizable chunk there. But 0.3%, that's probably like thousands of people, right? Like,
But at the same time, it's like, think
people.
about how much money Epic has. They can afford to keep a server online to let these people play. Like, I don't think it's that big a deal. As I said, I'm okay with the idea of no more updates. I just think taking the servers down is stuff. There was also reports earlier in the week about refunds. They were like, you can claim a refund if you want, which you can, by the way, if you have Mac or Linux version of this game, you can claim a refund. Yep.
It's pretty cool.
Apparently the refunds were being rejected at first, and now they're being
Epic Games good for a moment.
So that's fine. Good on them for doing that. But as I said, I think it's just a bit disappointing that these people are left down the lurch.
Yeah,
Particularly,
I think,
Rocket League is a thing, by the way. Some people love Rocket League.
Yeah, I remember when it
"This is
came out, it was
man."
gigantic, and of course it's still big. It's probably not as big as it was.
Yeah.
What did it come out in 2015 or something? But look, I mean, I think a lot of people out there, even Linux and Mac users, if they look at the data of 0.3%, surely they understand, like, look, they're a business, there's obviously not a big enough market here, you know?
Yeah.
But who knows? Next story. Let's get to Warcraft Reforged. Warcraft Refunded, everybody.
Top story. Warcraft, nobody likes it. Guys, have you heard that Blizzard, maybe not as good as it used to be? I know it's shocking. You might not have heard that, but you hear it here first on the Laymen. We give you the breaking news.
Yeah.
Blizzard sometimes disappoints, okay?
I mean, I think the first disappointment... What was the first disappointment?
For Blizzard,
Was it,
Diablo 3 was really, really bad at launch. Did you play it at launch?
Of course, we both finished it. We both got up to...
God, that was bad at
Did
launch.
I go to Nightmare or whatever
It was
it's called?
such an unfinished piece of garbage.
Yeah, I actually
was
didn't
so
mind
bad.
it back in the day. I thought it would look... I was just happy to be playing Diablo in a new form, but I know that a lot of people hated it. I thought it was fine, but whatever. And they did fix it, and they got rid of that whole marketplace that destroyed the
auction house. God,
got
that
rid of the
broke
auction
game.
house.
Completely broke the game.
I never really used that, you see, so I didn't actually like get hooked on that. And anyway, so I think that's the first disappointment. Then, of course, we had... actually,
there was like a million things up
was
there.
Azeroth was the next disappointment.
Battle for Azeroth. I mean, WoW fans have always complained about expansions, but Battle for Azeroth is objectively fucking garbage. Like, and I say that as someone that has played almost every expansion. I didn't play one of them. Legion. I didn't play Legion. But I played every other one, and I played a lot of WoW back in the day. And I tell you what, man, Battlefront was fucking garbage. And then you had obviously like the "Do you guys not have phones?" with Diablo Immortal. We had Blitzchung,
Which is still not out. It's
still not
coming.
out.
It's a mobile game, guys. It doesn't take that long. It doesn't. It's now 2 years now. It's ridiculous.
There's also the Blitzchung situation, very disappointing.
Now there's the Warcraft Reforged.
Now there's Warcraft Reforged. So if you haven't heard about this yet, if you're just joining us, we have another video on this. It covers the entire saga. It sprung up out of nowhere because everyone was expecting them to just do a good, honest remake or reforging of Warcraft 3. Yep. It looked really cool in the trailers. Turns out none of that was true. All of it was scaled back at BlizzCon 2019. But they kind of didn't tell anyone. So everyone bought this thing thinking it was what was initially advertised. It wasn't. It's completely exploded in their face. This Warcraft 3 subreddit's on fire. It's all over every subreddit. The forums is terrible. Mass refunds. I did get a refund, by the way.
Oh, you did? Because I
Yeah.
saw people in our comment section saying they didn't actually get a refund.
Yeah, I got a refund straight up because I hadn't actually booted it up.
That's the thing. They said it automatically... Have you downloaded it?
I downloaded it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, because they said it had automatically downloaded and that was enough for it to... Okay, so if you
Everyone-
don't boot it, then you get your refund.
Everyone
Is that
got so mad at me in the comments for like, you always say don't pre-order games. I'm like, I know, I don't
Yes.
pre-order. I don't ever pre-order a game.
that.
I never
That's
pre-order.
why I was like, should we-
No, but like the thing is, my mind didn't even think of it as a pre-order. I was like, I'm just buying a copy of Warcraft 3. Does that make sense?
And we were going to review it anyway.
And we were going to review it, so I was
So,
like, we're going to do a Let's
it doesn't
Play. I'm
matter
like,
what it
I'll
looks
get
like.
it, sure.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I was so stunned. How do you fuck up Warcraft 3? Like,
Yeah.
how, you know?
It's
So anyway. That's the
definitely-
story. That's the
That's
story.
ultimately so. So is this really what we're? Is this the story?
Yeah, we're live sim.
No. In terms of
Oh,
like,
this is the background. To
I
Warcraft
thought you
3
meant you wanted
websites.
to move to the next story.
Yeah, no. Well,
We got more here?
Yeah, no. Well, there is a little bit more.
Okay,
There
here we
are.
go.
So obviously, that's the whole sort of backstory to this. There's also reports that Blizzard is banning people who
Say Blizzard bad.
provide advice to people on the forums about how to get a refund. So I've only seen 2 of these examples.
Actually get banned.
Well, 2 people claim they get banned.
Okay.
So I can't really verify it because these people could have, like, you know, said some interesting
Sure.
words on other posts and neglected to mention that.
Yeah.
Or they could just be making shit up. But there have been at least 2 reports of people getting banned by Blizzard for apparently trying to give advice to other people on how to get a refund. Happily give you some advice on how to get a refund. Just go to the help page, click around a little bit, you'll see it, and you can do it.
It's very easy.
Have a chat to the helpful, you know, chat representative.
Inundated.
Get your money back.
They're
okay?
inundated right now. But just hang on, they will get to you. Never.
Yes,
no,
right.
but that doesn't surprise me because I remember when Diablo Immortal was announced, they were deleting comments and changing like ratios on YouTube.
That was nuts.
Do you
that
remember
like
that?
ratio change was nuts.
I don't understand how they did that. That's some like magic shit.
Yeah, that
right?
was like the Metacritic for Death Stranding.
Oh, it was like
where
Captain
Kojima's
Marvel.
like,
yeah, he did. I remember that. Actually, Captain Marvel had like Rotten Tomatoes just like took
Yeah.
away critic user
and
reviews.
also I think there was something really fucky with the Rise of Skywalker.
Was there?
Rotten Tomatoes, where it just looked really. You're like, that doesn't look right.
Yeah,
So
it got like 100% Rotten Tomatoes.
something
so
like
it's all
that. It was
good.
at like 90% or something,
Yeah.
and you're like, how is this a thing?
Yeah.
So
So that's
anyway-
why people love Rotten and trust Rotten Tomatoes now, guys. So look, it is very like them to do that because we've seen the track record now. They didn't like how Diablo Immortal went down, and I think they actually deleted my comment. Do you remember? I put press F for all the deleted comments, and it got a lot of likes.
I don't remember that, but yeah.
Anyway, I think I got deleted. Anyway, so it is pretty shitty of them.
So
This thing I don't think is going away. That's
No.
just quickly, like this is not going away.
And I think there's a really important angle to this, which is if you had the old Warcraft 3 and you were happily playing that, you can't play that anymore. Stuff like ladders have been removed from the game. Like, fundamental aspects of Warcraft 3 have been ripped out and apparently going to be added back in later. But I wouldn't even have any faith in them to add them back in later. Given how much this has bombed, they've probably already pulled a huge amount of money out of the development. They're probably going to bucket even more money out now, given what a dumpster fire it is. You know what I mean?
What makes sense to me is they sit around at a table and like, cool, we've already got the gold CD or whatever they call it, right? The gold code for the original Warcraft. Just upload it again to Battle.net. Let people just download the original one.
Doesn't quite work that way.
I mean, you know what I mean, right?
Like, no, it doesn't work that way.
You know, but I'm saying like you've obviously got the code.
Yeah, they
somewhere
should do a
still.
rollback. They should absolutely do
That's
a rollback.
what I'm saying.
Yes.
Do a rollback. Yeah, sure. There's some coding to be done and whatever, but just put it back up because I think a lot of people are annoyed originally that there's a remaster, but most of the community is probably annoyed that they've got the choice taken away from them.
Yeah, that really sucks.
That that they can't even play the game that they've known and loved for 17 years. I get it. It's probably just some shitty strategy to try and make people buy the Reforged because they know now that they can't, play the old one. I remember when they first originally announced this, I went to the Battle.net.com and the actual game was missing for like a week or two, and I was like, why is that? I went back later and the original classic in the classic section of download had been re-uploaded. I could see it again. So maybe that was like the time they were taking it down and putting up the new shitty one. I don't know.
Who knows?
But it's pretty shit.
So, one sort of response that users...
I've never seen it this low.
I have never seen it this low.
Never.
This is the Metacritic score, which we have been tracking. It's now at 1.2. I've never seen one this low, I don't think. I don't...
There is no such thing. Fallout 76 was 2.8. Breakpoint was 2.7.
Anthem was sitting at around 2.5 or 2.6 or something.
Yeah.
1.2 is, I believe, the lowest I've ever seen for a user score.
This is an interesting thing too. See, there's no actual critic scores. That means that they didn't get any codes for it. Right?
Well, yeah, we didn't. Yeah, we
That
didn't get
means
any review
that
code.
they were really
They knew what
worried
was going to
this
happen.
was shit.
They knew this was garbage.
Every single game I think we've ever seen come out now since we've started Laymen, if you do not get review, like if the vast...
Nah, I don't agree with that. I know what you're going to say and I don't agree.
I agree. I agree with my own statement, right? That usually 9 times out of 10, if they are not releasing any critic code before, or at least at all. They are not confident in their game. They do not want the critics to give this a score before it comes out and people buy it.
I think that
happens a lot, man.
Look, I mean, for example, something like Destiny expansions don't get review code early because the servers all go live at once.
That's a different thing.
Yeah.
That's a different thing. That's a live service model that really has to create two, like a PTR region that probably makes it a bit of a different thing entirely. I get that. But like Death Stranding, God of War, right? Maybe not everyone loves Death Stranding, but you can say at least that it's extremely like ambitious and they tried to do some things and they were confident in the product and they put it out there. God of War. We got that thing like 4 weeks before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, I agree with you in general, but I wouldn't say every time. Like,
not every time, but 60% of the time
it definitely
works.
does raise my like alarm bells when I hear that. When I'm like, oh, okay, review on day like the release day. But at the same time, I don't write it off and think, oh, it must be garbage. Do you know what I mean? Which I think a lot of people do. A lot of people think that if they're holding back on reviews, it must be shit.
Did we get a Breakpoint review? I don't think we did.
Well, because we trashed it so much in the beta phase, we didn't get set review code.
Why is that, man? Come on.
No, look, fair play to you.
Yes,
fair play to UB. UB actually speak to us. They don't have a problem with us.
No.
They're actually really good. As far as publishers go that don't mind taking criticism, they don't mind taking criticism. You know what I mean?
And Xbox too, actually. We've ripped on.
Yeah,
we've ripped on
them a
memes.
lot.
Like, we've said a hell of a lot of stuff, and they're like, cool. Like, they're always happy to chat. That's
and
good.
then Bethesda, though, didn't get invited to that Doom event now, did we, Bethesda?
Much. They did actually try and talk to us for the whole Fallout 76, but when we just didn't stop saying what they didn't want us to say, they gave up.
We did. We got some Zoom chats. We got Dave from New Jersey. I've been to Jersey, actually.
Oh,
we
we went
Jersey,
there,
actually.
yeah.
Beautiful place, Jersey.
Love it.
When you come off out of New York and straight in there with all the...
It's very
all that
sexy industrial.
It is. Sexy industrial. You guys always give me a good chuckle for late night after a long day. Just want to support the channel. Thank you very much. Please don't let Sam use any of this for smokes. Agreed.
I've quit, man. But thank you very much.
Francois says, when is Thick Boy coming back to anger your fans? That's a good question.
That's a good idea. Oh, he should have come back for the
yes,
Blizzard
he should have,
news.
yes.
Oh.
When will we get custom games, though, says No Scrotch. I don't know. The custom games thing is a good question. There's quite a few features that are missing.
Oh, but there's no custom games at this moment?
No, I do believe there are custom games, but I think there's something wrong with the custom lobbies.
Like creating
and
them
also there's limitations on the kind of custom games you can now create. For example, you can't use third-party assets like DBZ or Mario or whatever to create custom games. So whatever. What is it? Pumping up to production, says Andor. In 2020, hope you guys succeed in conquering YouTube. Please keep the work-life balance okay. That's been a bit of a challenge this week. We've actually been up at 5:30 for the last 2 days to record content. So we love you guys. That's 5:30 in the morning, by the way, not the afternoon.
No, 5:30. So guys, yeah, we're tired. We slept till about 3:30 p.m. and like we're really tired.
It's early. We do it for you because we love you guys.
YouTube life is hard.
So anyway, guys, let's keep going with the Blizzard news. There's more of it. Don't worry. Blitzchung has resurfaced. He did an interview recently where he said, even if I had a chance to go back, I would still do it. Good guy, Blitzchung. He says he's still disappointed in Blizzard but doesn't hate the company. It's crazy, by the way, that Blitzchung is still banned. Do you reckon that's crazy?
Yeah, when did that happen? November to October?
It was just like before BlizzCon. So
yes,
and I think that was in
November 1st. That was November 1st.
So this would have happened in October, and he's still banned. He had like 6-month ban active. It's so disappointing.
It's
just like, is this live? Yes, it's live.
It's just who said that?
Someone just said
is this live?
Mr. Frank. Mr. Frank.
It is not live.
It's not live, buddy.
Now this has been one meme. Honestly, one meme after another. Bethesda, EA, and Blizzard. They have not done a single thing right. Okay, EA actually
has done some things right.
They've done some things right, fine. But Bethesda and Blizzard, man, not one single thing right since the start of our channel. Honestly, not a single thing right. The thing is, right, we've said it so many times, just take the goddamn ban away. You are in a rebuilding phase. Like, this is so dumb. And he's been such a gentleman about it, Like, he actually hasn't been like, fuck you, Blizzard.
He hasn't been pissy, like...
Yeah, he's been quite mature about it.
He's been a real champion.
More mature than I think I would be. If I lost my livelihood for 6 months and shit, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, totally.
So he's been really good about it.
He said, because obviously he said revolution of our times at the Hearthstone event, tough esports moment. He continued, our major protests go at the weekend. No, wait, where was the actual quote? He said, yeah, that's right. He said, the protest was not planned, but something he just decided on that day, something that just came to mind. And he said he just wanted to speak out about it. But he said that, yeah, even if I had the chance to go back, I would still do it because it's a must-do thing. I have to do it. So
up there it says 12-month ban. It's 6 months ban. They changed that, right?
he was banned, but they did change it to a 6 month.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So he's going to be up and running again in March, which is kind of nice.
Which is great. And I hope that he goes on Twitch. And if he does, I don't even know if he's on Twitch now.
Maybe he'll just get signed to Mixer. You never know.
I would definitely throw this man a few dollars for having,
100%.
you know, for doing. For
he should have his like coming back
this
party,
way.
and everyone just jumps in there and makes sure that he gets all his prize money worth. Well, didn't that other thing, Gods and other card game, they offered him his full prize money?
Gods Unchained.
Gods Unchained.
Yes.
Aussie guys live in Sydney too, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
Very cool.
But don't worry, guys. There's some good Blizzard news here.
Oh, good.
There's some good news. You can play Hearthstone in virtual reality, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
This is weird. Okay, so they do every year, right? They do this whole like all the developers have.
Like
it's
a game?
kind of like it's like a think week, right?
A game jam.
Yeah, and it's called actually Free Your Mind, and they can kind of work on whatever they want to do. For an amount of time. I think it's a week or two, right? Two of these guys came together and they're like, let's make Hearthstone VR. Now, they're able to, you can put the cards down, you can look at the tavern, and you can flip the table, right? So,
that's just completely wipes away all the issues with Blizzard now, guys. You can flip the table in Hearthstone in VR.
Look,
problem solved. Blizzard's back, baby.
I'm pretty happy with that. To be honest,
Publisher of the year.
I would give more street cred back to Blizzard if they were like, here's VR Hearthstone. I would
not give them any street cred back. This is VR Hearthstone.
I'm fucking with you. But like, what I mean is like, it would be great to see that. I absolutely love Hearthstone.
I'm not going to go back to Hearthstone because it's VR. It's a fucking rot, that game. You need to spend like $300
look
a
at
year.
you now because you've been playing.
Back then, I loved Hearthstone back in the day, but I couldn't afford to keep up with it because every new expansion you needed to drop like $200. I'm never going back to Hearthstone.
I remember once for my birthday, I asked you to just get me Hearthstone cards.
I remember that.
Yep. And you did. Thank you very much. Your wife did, actually. That was very good. But look, I spent over $1,000, which is nothing compared to all the money that people have spent on Hearthstone.
Sure.
But that's over 3 or 4 years of playing it. But I agree with you, but I would like to see them do VR because I don't think this has any other avenue to go, Hearthstone, apart from just like more cards that become wild cards and more like just more decks. And it's like, oh god, like what's the next chapter for Hearthstone? And I think VR would be a cool little up in the in the amount of people that would play it. I would definitely jump on and play a bit of VR Hearthstone. Anyway,
there you go.
That's the only good news.
That's the
Blizzard.
only good news for Blizzard.
That's not even coming, by the way. That's like we
tried it. We're not going to make it.
And it's a prototype, and it's not coming. But like, it was fun. That's pretty much what that was.
Yep. More super chats. We have Grant Shanks who says, "I never thought I'd be glad to still have a disc drive, but here I am sticking my old Warcraft 3 disc in. I'm surprised it still runs in like Windows
I've got
10
it.
or 7
Mum's
or whatever.
got Mum's house.
We have it.
Yeah, we have.
No way.
We have at least Frozen. No, we have Reign of Chaos.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. That is going to be prized possession now. It's gonna be, actually, that's going to be quite expensive now.
Nandor with 1,000 Huffington points. I actually informed you guys in Super Chat like 3 or 4 weeks ago that Warcraft 3 beta had red flags all over it. Sorry, man.
We didn't listen to you, but we listen to you now.
We are listening to you now. You were right all along.
You were right all along.
Justin from Tennessee with $10 says, "I'm sure you haven't been to Tennessee." I haven't been to Tennessee. I'd like to. We don't get a lot of visitors. This is unrelated, but are you going to review Code Vein, my personal game of the year? I played Code Vein. You didn't play, did you? It's that like Weeb Dark Souls.
Yeah.
It has a jacuzzi where all of your waifus just hang out with you. I swear to God. There's all these male characters in the game. They don't get in the jacuzzi. It's just the women who get in the jacuzzi with you, and you're just like, yeah, what's up, ladies?
Yeah,
that's a true thing in Code Vein. I can understand why that's a Game of the Year contender.
When did that come out? There's been a few games
I feel it was like September or something in that ballpark. Glad to hear you got off the ciggies, said that's for the birds.
Thank you.
Catching you live for once from my work laptop. Ralph, I missed the Yarra Viking style intros, says Governor Dave. Thank you very much.
Thank God that are over, alright? Who wants 12 minutes of a Coke ad?
Some people really like that, some people hate that, and they're like, oh, this is so boring. Get to the point.
New Coca-Cola is the automated payoff.
Yeah. Fuck off.
Let's go. Next one.
Alright, next story, guys. Look, you know how we have been mounting a big campaign to alert the public to the dangers of Pokemon, and it's absolutely worked. I'm very pleased to announce that Pokemon Sword and Shield has only sold 16 million copies in 6 weeks. So I really think we deserve a pat on the back and a round of applause. We have been doing the Lord's work and we were successful.
Yep.
Pokemon is finished. We did it. Like we led the people to the promised land of not buying it, and only 16 million copies. Nintendo has to be disappointed with that.
And look, 50 million or 51 copies of Switch have now been sold across the world.
52 million million Switches.
So, like, you know, for every one Switch for every 3 Switches you've got, probably 1 Pokemon on there, right?
Yep.
So that's doing pretty well. And I think the only one that's outselling that is actually Smash. I think it's only Smash. Smash is the
Not even Breath of the Wild?
No, I think Smash has outsold everything.
Really?
I think, yeah,
Wow,
pretty sure.
okay.
Let us know how wrong we are in the comment section, but I'm pretty sure that's the facts. But
seriously though, 16 million units in 6 weeks is absolutely absurd. That's madness.
I think Spider-Man was the fastest selling PS4 game ever, and that had 100 million consoles, and that only did 6 million?
I think those numbers sound about right to me.
Yeah.
These are like COD numbers. These are big. These are ballpark COD numbers.
Big boy numbers, and no wonder they're doing a DLC and doing the
2
Pokemon
DLCs.
Home.
Yep.
Which will,
and Pokemon Home.
We've
got a video on that lined up. Don't worry. Look, as we've always said, it's good if you enjoy Pokemon. We're not trying to tell you shouldn't. We're just trying to tell you you're wrong, right? So no, but we know that a lot of people just love Pokemon for Pokemon,
sure.
and nothing's going to change that. And the fact is that this is actually on track to be the highest selling Pokemon since Gold and Silver back in 1999.
It didn't actually tell us what the figures were of that. It just said it's the highest.
It's on track to be the highest.
That's what I mean. I'd love to know what the actual figures are.
Yeah.
But dude, I mean it's
crazy,
gigantic.
It's
and the DLC,
nuts.
they've already got now an install base of 16 million. The DLC is going to come, and that's going to sell probably very well too.
And the Pokemon Home Storage thing.
We'll
come back to that one.
It is crazy how well this has gone. Now, do I think that the Metacritic score and the Dexit thing is going to be like a long-term problem for Pokemon? Well, they've sold 16 million. I reckon when they announce the next one, people are gonna, get it. Mums and dads are gonna walk in going, "My kids love Pokemon. I have no idea about Dexit. Let me buy it again." So it's gonna be fine, everybody.
I do think though it is good. Like seeing TemTem's success has been really encouraging because I think it's a game that really deserves every bit of its success. And I think more people buying Pokemon will naturally lead to Pokemon is already huge. It's already its own genre. It's already its own thing. But I'm glad that Pokemon Sword and Shield has done well. I think it creates more appreciation for that genre. I think people will reach out and look for other things. Hopefully they'll find TemTem. I prefer TemTem. I know a lot of other people. I know a lot of other people hate it because they're like XYZ reason. I get it.
Sure.
XY. But I like it. And
anyway.
and I hope that it's successful. But yeah, Pokemon just crushes everything.
Pokemon's great. Ralph loves Pokemon. But look, we've both been to Tokyo, right? We have done something very cool, and it's called Marika. Okay, so I've done it twice now. Marika, sorry, not cart. The T's not there, everyone. So it's just Marika.
That's right.
Now, I've been twice. You've been once, right? I've done it twice when I both went to Tokyo. It's one of the best experiences ever.
It's one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life.
It's 3 hours of just driving around in go-karts dressed as Mario Kart characters, right? But I promise it's not Mario Kart, guys. It's just called Marika. Now, they have been they've been sent to cease and desist. Now they've been ultimately sued by Nintendo.
Yep. Being
like, hey, stop doing that. This is our IP. Please stop doing it. Marika did lose, and they had to initially pay about 50 million yen. Oh no, actually, before it was about $50,000, right, in US dollars. Now they went back to Nintendo, and they were like, guys, look, can't we just work this out? Surely we can work this out. Let us just continue to do Mario Kart and use your IP. They lost
and
again.
Nintendo do that thing with like, ha 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 ha, and then I-beam. Yeah, that's what they did.
And they now have lost 10 times over. They have to now pay nearly 10 times over. They have to now pay $450,000 to Nintendo because they lost in court when they went back and tried to challenge the result. It's not a good day for Marika. Hopefully, it's going to be around next time we go to Tokyo.
Yeah, man. If you're gonna go to Tokyo at some point, you have to do this. It is the best thing ever. There's literally they send you over a bridge, like a massive. What was it? They called it the Rainbow Road.
They called it the Rainbow Road,
and it has this massive kind of turnpike that gets onto it, and you're just you kind of want to start drifting, but you can't because you'll die.
Look, it's quite dangerous. Actually,
you've actually got these massive semi trucks next to you while you're on the ground, a little go kart, bang.
And can you imagine being a truck driver in Japan? You've got to see these stupid cars from stupid tourists, and you're like, oh, I just want to run these people over. But maybe they should just use a name that they know they're never going to want to use, like Waluigi car.
That's right.
They're not using it.
They will never use
it.
So
just do that. Okay,
correct.
Nintendo will have no problem with that.
I agree with this.
Anyway,
it's a good suggestion.
Segue to things that are also legally Nintendo.
Let's do a bit of super chats first.
Sorry.
We've got Tech Keek. $6, $6.66. Nice.
Thank you very much.
He says, thank you for all your hard work. Love from Colorado. Is there any amazing games releasing this year that you think are flying under the radar? Oh, good question.
I mean, Cyberpunk, I think that's pretty under the radar.
That's been underrated, Jen.
It's hard to know, actually. I can't really think of anything that hasn't been really kind of promoted already.
I'd say so. Yeah, look, there's one about to come out called Wolcen, Lords of Mayhem, which I have been playing. It's a like ARPG like Diablo. Mm-hmm. I really like it. I mean, I've only played the first act because that's all there is available at the moment. But it comes out on the 13th of February. I recommend putting it on your watch list at least. Mm-hmm. I think it's pretty solid so far. Other than that, nothing else I can really point to that's like, this is going to be really good and no one knows it. But if there's anything, I'll do a video on it and then, I'll claim credit for its success. Yeah. That's what I'll do. I'll be like,
I really don't think there's anything that's like. I mean, Avengers, guys. I mean, that looks great. Like, so just brutal. Stick around for that.
Someone says TemTem is a great game. Changed my mind. Love you guys. Thank you, Star Wolf. And let's get right back to the news. There's another Nintendo court case that we didn't actually report on this week either, which is really disappointing. I can understand Nintendo wanting to take a slice of Marika because, like, come on, man. They actually give you Nintendo suits to dress up in. It's clearly trading off Nintendo's
I personally don't agree because they make so much money. It's a little Mario Kart little business that probably make, I don't know, a couple $100,000 a year, right? Like, dude, it's promoting it. It's a lot of guys that go, I used to play Mario Kart when I was a kid. It'll bring it back in my mind.
They're making money off Nintendo's IP there. Like, come on, let's be real. Anyway, by the way, another people... Sorry, just to interrupt you. Yeah. People are saying Neo 2. Yes, Neo 2 comes out this month, actually. We will get advanced review code of that. I spoke to Sony. And, yeah, man. Everyone really loved Neo 1. I only played a little bit of it. Didn't really play much. It's a Souls-like, Sam. You'll love it.
Oh, sick.
Sam would be like, I think I finished the game. And he'll finish with, like, 4 bosses. Yeah. 4 bosses out of 40. And
I finished the game. You just did the first Genichiro.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Literally, that's Sam. That's Sam. So, next story, which we didn't discuss earlier in the week, is that Nintendo won another legal battle in Germany and Norway, where people wanted the right to refund their pre-orders. Nintendo literally took the consumer body to court and won. So if you pre-order something on the Nintendo eStore in Germany or in Norway, Nintendo do not have any legal obligation to give you a refund, and they will not do so. So even if the product changes, if your financial circumstances change, if whatever, bad luck, Nintendo doesn't give a fuck, they've got your money, that's it, done.
The financial situation changing, I think that's a difficult situation to be in. But that's ultimately, I don't think it's Nintendo's problem. I think it's actually the game itself, if it has been marketed in a certain way and it fundamentally changes, which we have seen a hell of a lot of.
Warcraft 3 Remastered.
Warcraft 3 Reforged, perfect example, right? I think that there is a legal obligation for Nintendo, if you're going to be selling it on that storefront, to own the fact that the game that has been promoted has not in fact been delivered, and that deserves a refund. It's a case by case, right? I don't think that, Mario Odyssey comes out and they're like, I didn't like it. We're like, sorry, bitch, this is a great game. If you don't like it, you can, get, fuck off kind of thing. But it's like, if there's a Warcraft Reforged on Nintendo Switch and it's completely different, then they deserve a refund, I think. Anyway, so I don't think that Nintendo's ever going to change their opinion on this, because they've won in court, so why would they?
Yeah, they don't need to.
But it's a real shame.
Fuck you, Nintendo.
But Nintendo has so much goodwill, they're just man. Fuck it. We'll get away with this.
I wonder if one day, if Nintendo really, really fuck up, how much things will change for Nintendo quickly, because there's a lot of bullshit that goes on at Nintendo. There are a lot of people just give them a pass. But eventually, if that dam breaks, then there's going to be a lot of stuff to sort of compile into a video about, here's all Nintendo's bullshit. I know Jim Sterling's been doing some coverage of that over the years. He's been consistently quite hard on them, which good, he should be. Where I think a lot of other people sort of softball it. And yeah, I mean, good.
Look, there may be a day when something's like, this is no longer okie dokie. Who knows, but...
What?
Oh, you haven't seen that meme?
No.
It's Mario holding this little gun. He's like, that's not so okie dokie.
Really?
Like, okie dokie. Okay. There will be a time where there's probably something they do. Look, the Pokemon thing's the first thing. But, they release things like Three Houses and everyone fucking loves it.
Great
Smash.
game.
like, come on, bang for buck, Jesus, like 70 fighters.
They released some incredible games.
You know what I mean? Like, it's always like it's a to and fro there, but like they're always delivering more than I think they're taking. So
I do agree with that idea. They definitely deliver on balance way more than they take. I agree with that.
So that's the thing that Nintendo.
So Nandor with another 1,000 Huffington points says, just realised you guys are live on Thursday. Yes, today's an early Layman live because Sam's away this weekend.
I've got a wedding to go to.
And he says, are you trying to avoid AJ's first live stream tomorrow? I didn't know Angry Joe is doing a live stream tomorrow. Is he trying to cut in our time slot?
Holy shit!
Unbelievable!
Is it 8 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time?
Better not be, man. Otherwise, we're gonna have problems.
We're gonna have big problems.
And Goo Thanos just gave us £23, which is very generous.
Really nice.
Didn't even leave a message, but thank you very much.
That's like $1,000 Australian dollars.
That is like $1,000 Australian dollars.
Thank you very much.
Brexit's about to happen, so maybe not. Maybe not. You know,
we'll
maybe it's not. Anyway, look, Google Stadia. We have done lots of reporting on Google Stadia. It's not looking great. It's not looking good at all.
No.
Lately, there's been a lot of complaints. There was a Reddit thread that did the rounds that got lots of upvotes, and it was basically like, it's been 40 days since any announcements on Stadia or announcements of new games or updates on what's happening with it. People were very upset. It definitely got into the news cycle, and Google has responded with a really fantastic response, guys. Get ready for this.
Here we go.
We understand the desire to hear more specifics on the games, the company told us.
Games.
After all, that is what it's about. The games. Wow, they're so in touch with gamers, man. They know edgy. It's about the games, man. They know.
Very edgy.
They said it. Of course, not all 120 titles will be announced by the Stadia team. They have said that there's 120 titles coming to Stadia this year, so that's what they mean when they say that.
Yep.
As we leave it up to the publishers to make the announcement about their IP games and which platforms it will appear on, just as we will do with the exclusive content coming to Stadia. There are a lot of reasons for the time of these game announcements, anything from planned promotions or events, title readiness, proximity to first playable demo, shareholder requirements, etc. We continue to work closely with our publishing and developing partners and are here to support them in all areas. We are excited to share more about some of the exclusive games coming to Stadia soon. Well, I, for one, am feeling really good about Stadia after that statement. I mean, I was skeptical before, but all of this corporate PR bullshit really changed my mind, you know?
I think about this as like 120 titles. You desperately need to tell us what these are, because you know
they told us like 4.
You know, you're ultimately wanting to sell subscription services, and then no one knows what, like, no one knows what's coming, you see. So you're only going to get a bulk of subscriptions when you name some of these titles. But I get it that, like, if Square Enix is like, dude, we're not ready to tell people about our game, so Stadia, don't do that. I understand that. It's just like, yeah, you're kind of your whole business model is on, hey guys, look at all these exciting games we have coming. Sign up now, and you don't tell us what they are. So sucks, really. But that's pretty much it. Yeah. But
okay, let's do a super chat before we do this one, because this one's funny.
What is this one?
I'll show you. Let's do a super chat. We've got Mark, who says, big fan, guys, lots of loves. What the fuck? Where the fuck did Thick Boy go? And no more Cactar edits. So Cactar died.
Well, he's there.
No, but he's dead though. So
why
like,
is he dead?
It's just his corpse. Okay,
oh, is he? Okay.
He's just his corpse. Secondly,
so he's got 10,000 needles.
Thick Boy, unfortunately, works in the mornings. He does cafe work, so he can't. When we record in the morning, so unfortunately, he can't join us. But he's doing well. He loves you guys. He misses you. He says hi.
He loved the like ratios. He's come back.
$10 from Donkey. Keep up the great work, guys. Love from Germany. Blue Point Games are teasing with a massive game for PS5. Do you think it will be Demon Souls remaster in the mold of Shadow of the Colossus? I hope so. I've also heard rumors it might be Metal Gear. They're the two big theories running around. It's either Metal Gear or it's Demon Souls.
What, Metal Gear game?
Yeah, it's in like Blue Point do remasters of games, and there's like a, you know.
I wonder if Konami. Yeah?
I don't know. I hope it's Metal Gear. I would also be happy with Demon Souls, because I played Demon Souls back in the day. Fantastic. Would love to play it again with upgraded visuals. Star Wolf says, have you guys heard about Kindred Fates? I don't know what that is.
Kindred Fates? That rings a bell.
Brock Heasy, he says, there's a conspiracy theory that can help explain Blizzard destroying their reputation and value. Is there a conspiracy theory? Brock Easy with $5. I don't know of any conspiracy theory. Activision.
Shayna. No, I don't know what it is. I think it really, I mean, does it align quite well with Activision being part of Blizzard? When did they buy them? 2008?
I actually don't remember the exact date.
I think it's late 2000s, right?
I don't remember, to be honest.
And maybe, is that the demise of Blizzard?
That's what everyone says.
Roughly, because that's when the development started for Diablo 3, everybody. No, but yeah, I would really put it down to them putting money over passion. Anyway.
Who knows? Guys, back to the news. The next one is quite a funny one. I like this one. So, this guy, being muted does not violate your human rights, court tells RuneScape player. This guy got muted in-game, and then he sued UK developer Jagex and its Chinese owners because they said they were violating his right to free speech.
This is gamers. Love
it. Peak gamer. So good. And then the court eventually said, bad luck. No, nothing has happened to this guy in the Jagex dispute equated to a violation of federal anti-discrimination laws, the circuit court found. That was it, essentially. This guy thinks that if you're muted in a game, it's like a civil rights
violation. Can you imagine if they won? Can you imagine
Imagine what chats would be like if
then you
muting was not allowed.
have to not let them be muted.
Yeah.
You know? And all the 12-year-olds are like, don't violate my human rights and mute me. You know, like, thank God that they didn't win that.
Oh, that is a great story. I laughed very hard at that one. What else?
A lot of stories. We've got 10 minutes left, people.
I don't think we'll get through all of them. We'll see how we go. Well, okay, 2 stories that we missed this week were in relation to reboots. Now, the first big reboot, the one that I'm personally most excited about, is rumor of a Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic reboot.
It's interesting because, yes, there's a reboot, but I've also seen things that said, like, it's actually a continuation of the story, or maybe it's... I don't think it's a remaster, though, right? I think it's actually going to be either a continuation or, like,
well, it says there's disagreement, but there's disagreement on whether it will be a simple reboot or a sequel of sorts. Either way, it's thought the game will integrate elements from the first 2 games in order to bring certain things into Star Wars canon. Look, if you haven't played Knights of the Old Republic, go and play it. It still holds up to this day. It's 100%. A bit jank in terms of like
it's even on your
the
phone
models,
now.
But the story is incredible. The writing is some of the best that BioWare's ever done.
Yeah.
This was an incredible game. The sequel was made by Obsidian. Just go and play them.
Still good.
Yep.
Number 1, of course, is the best.
There's all these YouTube videos that are like, actually, KOTOR 2 was the better one. There's all those ones. Yeah. I mean, like, I can understand why people might say that. But, like, at the end of the day, these are fantastic games. I would just be very happy if they did get a reboot or a sequel, whatever you want to call it.
And it would be under EA, right? Of course, it would be under... Of course, it just says EA there. Of course it would be. But if they do it, I mean, they are in a pretty good stead right now with the gaming community now after...
Imagine if Respawn did this.
That's what I mean, right? I don't think any other company...
Imagine.
Yeah, so I was going with that. I think that Respawn are the only people that can do it because they are in such good...
Lots of different people could do it.
No, I mean, like, what, you want to give it to DICE? Maybe, but maybe have... I mean, with the whole Battlefront... with the whole Battlefield 5...
Look, they have been working on that one game forever, DICE. I reckon they would love the chance to work on something else.
And he's now gone from Respawn to... He's now involved with DICE. What's his name?
Vincent Pella is involved with DICE LA, which is no longer DICE. It's just going to be an entirely new studio.
Is it? So maybe this is what they're going to be potentially working on, right? Yeah. Which would be really cool.
Yeah.
So
there's also rumors of a KOTOR film in the works. Kathleen Kennedy said, everyone's favorite.
Everyone loves her.
Kathleen Kennedy. Yes, we are developing something to look at after being asked about KOTOR. Right now, I have no idea where things might fall. So it's possible that we might get some kind of KOTOR movie. That's all I want. Before I die. I just want a good Star Wars movie, man. Is that so much to ask for? Just one good Star Wars movie?
I think everyone's desperate for just to get away from the, Skywalker story. Just do something else. Go back 1,000 years. The actual Clone Wars series is very well regarded, and I think that
people love Clone Wars.
They do, and I think it just recently finished its final series. You can totally do something more in that realm. Yoda can still be a part of it,
Baby Yoda. Yeah, get him in there somehow. That's it. So
whatever, right? Like, there's so much more stuff to try and do there because you're not held with this whole Skywalker and Han Solo story. Just get away from that shit. People don't want to hear that. So very excited if they do that. Just please stay away from having that purple-haired woman in it.
Holdo. Don't worry, she holdoed herself.
She did.
That was a 1 in a million move, guys. We can't ever use that again in the plot.
I hope they don't.
Anyway. Don't worry, they won't. JJ, pasted over that. Oh. Anyway, let's move on. Let's not relitigate Rise of Skywalker. Whoa, hang on. I did start recording. That's not what I meant to do.
No, I thought you nearly stopped streaming.
I stopped streaming. That was close. Silent Hills is getting a soft reboot with 2 new games.
Or is it a rumor still?
Look, it's still rumored, but it's pretty solid at this point because it's come from a lot of different places.
Does this come from Reddit?
No, there's been rumblings about this for a long time.
A long time.
Twitter user Stadia Game was the first to drop the report, and then other people came in sort of verifying that as well. The rumor is that that Konami has put out a call to developers asking for ideas, and they want to make 2 different games. It is going to be a soft reboot in the sense that it's going to be a continuation of the existing kind of, you know, like world and story and lore and whatever else. This is amazing news. We obviously could have had a Silent Hill sequel with Kojima with PT. Looked incredible. It's still not impossible that Kojima is involved. It's not impossible. There are some rumors that maybe it's possible. I saw those back in the past, and I'm like, I think this is garbage.
I remember us saying that, and you were like, there's absolutely no way that he would be involved.
But I've heard from more people that maybe it's a thing. So look, you know, at the end of the day, money talks, bullshit walks. If there's enough money on the table and Kojima needs it for his studio to build stuff and sees the opportunity and is really passionate about the license, maybe they just let all the sleeping dogs lie and try and focus on this.
I think it's more than that. I think it's like, if I'm Kojima and some of my babies are still with Konami, right?
Like the Bridge Babies?
Like the Bridge Babies, right?
Yeah.
You wanna, you know, there's some unfinished business there. If you can't touch Metal Gear, maybe you can touch the Silent Hills. You know, maybe you can go back and do some things there and have to work with them. Sure, you're not a big fan of Konami, but you love some of the stuff that built your career and you want to do more with it. So maybe there's a way that he can kind of cut a deal there. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Makes sense.
Who knows?
Makes sense. Anyway, so look, quick super chat check-in because we're getting close to the end of the show. We've only got a few minutes left. No, that's right. We got Andres who said, did you guys ever play Echo from 2018? It's worth a review. No, I did not play that.
Echo, is that the dolphin one?
It's not Echo the Dolphin. That's spelt differently. ECCO.
Oh.
Ben Sek with $25. That's crazy. Thank you, my friend. Google should have just re-released the Ouya. Yes, they should have. Max Fernando, me love thick boys, long time. Fair enough. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Stadia is actually a giant loot box, says Luke McLivy. Thank you very much. Ralph and Sam, thanks for always continuing to give us quality content and informing us, the gaming community, of the truth on the daily. Much love and support as always. From Joey Got Jokes. Hey Joey, I know you. Welcome back, dude. Thank you very much for the support. Brother. And we had one from Donald. Weekly dono from Donald. $15. Thank you, Donald. We love you. We love the Donald. We love him.
We do.
So let's get back. There's only a few more news stories to get through. Coronavirus. Now look, coronavirus is not a joking matter. We know that. It's very serious.
It's quite a segue though from Silent Hill.
It is a segue. Nice, Sam. Nice. It's like those memes of Warcraft 3 that are going around at the moment. Have you seen those ones where it's like, my lord, we have just received this shipment from Wuhan. Don't worry, it's already been distributed to the villagers. It's like Arthas and the footmen.
Terrible.
At the start, it's not funny. Okay. Coronavirus is a serious thing. It's a serious thing, and if you are at all in some country affected by it, you should take it.
Well, Australia's awesome. We've got 9 cases
We
now.
do have cases in Australia. That's just one extra thing we need. We've got fires.
Yes.
We've got all sorts of shit. We really need a killer virus here as well.
So.
You know?
I think so.
It turns out that Plague Incorporated is a video game, has seen its sales spike massively after coronavirus outbreak, but the creator has a warning, which is to say, look guys, it's just a video game. Please don't look at how we do our video game and think it's some kind of disease prevention model, like we're just a video game. He says, please remember. Oh, hang on. I think this is playing. Sorry, guys. We'll turn this off.
He's actually just playing in the background if you want.
No, because it'll come through. He says, is a game not a scientific model, and that the coronavirus is a very real situation which is impacting a huge number of people. We would always recommend that players get their information directly from local and global health authorities. This is like people who use Dr. Google, and they're like, oh, I know what's wrong with me. I have sore foot, and your foot's like missing.
Yeah.
And you're like, well,
Google, wait, it's Ebola.
Exactly right. So there you go. What has also happened as well is that esports tournaments around the world have been cancelled, particularly in China and Hong Kong, as the thing continues to spread. By the way, just this hour, the World Health Organization declared coronavirus a actual world emergency. So that's a great finish for the show, guys.
And that actually has tangible and like. People already know that coronavirus is bad, but when the World Health Organization comes out and says that, I mean, that's when like big events are cancelled.
It's bad.
You know, China's already kind of cancelled a lot of its events. Like the Lunar New Year was like half of those events, if not all of them, were like cancelled. Right.
Sure.
Now maybe maybe we won't see the tennis matches in Australia, or we won't see a lot of these footy things that happen. And if it gets big enough in the next
there was
few
a big
months,
shutdown of pretty much everything during SARS in Asia. Yeah, it was a big deal.
Now,
anyway, look, that was a bit depressing. So let's finish on something a bit more upbeat. Don't worry, guys. One story to make you happy. Witcher good. Witcher 3. Wait, Witcher TV show good.
TV.
It's tracking to be the biggest season 1 TV series ever. 76 million households tuned in for at least 2 minutes. And as we all know,
that's all you need.
2 minutes is all you need.
That's all you
exactly
need,
right. Especially when Henry Cavill's involved.
Yes.
For the ladies, it's really like about 6.5 seconds.
That's all you need.
Either way, The Witcher, we did a review on it. We liked it, but it has some problems. I think even people that enjoyed it, like we did, can concede that this wasn't like the best series of television ever. I don't think it was like comparable to like Game of Thrones season 1.
No.
It wasn't quite as tight.
Yep.
But it sets up for an incredible season 2.
It was definitely...
Henry Cavill does such a great job.
Such a good job of The Witcher. But I do think that, it's definitely finding its feet. I did feel like it was kind of confused in what it was trying to like get across, especially towards the end. After episode 4, I was like, whoa, this time jumping shit is just throwing me too much, right? But it maybe season 2.
Did you hear about this journalist that like reviewed it and he only watched like the first episode and then he found it boring and then he skipped to like episode 5 and then he like watched 2 more episodes and then he reviewed it. Did you hear about this?
How do you do that?
It's a true story. He actually put those words on the internet and said that. I mean, that's some Dean Takeshi of television reviewing. It's
like
right
playing
there.
FF10 for like 10 minutes. You're like, they're all around a campfire, and there's some sad music.
Boring. This is a campfire simulator.
They're in Zanarkand. All right, well, that's it then.
So, anyway, guys, that's the show for the week. Thank you very much. If we missed any of the super chats, we'll just double check. I think I saw one from Ridgy Didge, mate. Welcome back, my friend. Good to see you. $5 from him. Dollary dues. We love you, guys.
we have Cacti back. How you doing?
Okay, we have shows lined up for the week. We also might be away next week. We'll tell you about that later if it happens. It's a question mark right now. Either way, we'll keep you updated on all things news, reviews, and discussions.
Young out.
Young out. Pressing the stop button.
Are we pressing the... How you doing, ladies?
Sam, don't please. You're going to get Cacti meat.